Hello, folks. This is Joe calling the world, talking to the world from New Jersey. I'm down visiting relatives in New Jersey, and I want to talk a little bit about this mandatory health care, mandatory health insurance, I should say. We're talking about a man who ran for president, and he said that he was against mandatory health insurance. And now the same person who was against mandatory health insurance wants to fine me and arrest me if I don't acquiesce and become his slave. But what's worse is there are people who took George Bush's advice and they bought health savings accounts. They started health savings accounts. They bought high deductible health plans, and combined together, the people who were on TV at these town hall meetings with George Bush were praising George Bush, and George Bush was praising them for their new ability to get affordable health insurance, that the people assumed a certain risk using the health savings accounts, and used the high deductible health plans, which actually cover more of the big ticket items than regular insurance does. In any event, these people, who I think took a very, at least middle of the road approach, they're in just as much trouble as me with no insurance. And I'm not complaining that I don't have any insurance, health insurance. But these people who took the advice of the President of the United States will now face fines and jail if they don't bend over and take it from Obama and take it from Chris Carney, Congressman Chris Carney, and it looks like Senator Robert Casey, and looks like Senator Lautenberg. All these people who vote for their party, like, over 95% of the time. I think there's an issue there. In any event, this whole thing about making these people criminals, I call this healthcare at gunpoint, and that's exactly what it is. You can clean it up any way you want. It's unconstitutional. It's unconscionable. Our founding fathers would probably roll over in their grave. The people who died on the beaches of Normandy and like would probably turn over in their grave to think that citizens in the United States would be fined and imprisoned for not buying health insurance, regardless of their assets. I mean, let's look at it this way. How about Bill Gates? I mean, the argument is, well, if you don't buy health insurance, you're going to get burdened. First of all, that's an insult to me. And personally, I have some assets which I could decide whether I want to put to saving my life or I'm going to die. And, that's my decision. My decision is, what do I do with my assets that I've saved for retirement? Do I use it to drive around the country and see the Grand Canyon, or go up to Alaska, or go up into Canada, or work on my land in Texas until I can no longer work? I mean, who is it to these people telling me how I'm supposed to take a tremendous amount of my income and pay some insurance executive either a lot of money or create another bureaucracy that's going to create more government jobs with more pensions? How is any of this helping our economy? So if Bill Gates isn't a threat to the system, that he's going to end up as a homeless person in some kind of emergency room and let them take the bill. I pay my medical bills, and about the only medical bills I paid are to get a third-class medical, so I can fly an airplane when I choose to do that. And right now I don't feel like doing that, so I haven't gone to see if I can pass my third-class medical. But that's my business, and these people have no right telling me what I'm going to do. I mean, if I were to, God forbid, find out I had cancer, there's no way I would take chemotherapy. And there's no way I would take someone's heart, someone's liver, or someone's kidneys. I'm not begrudging anybody who would do that. but I'm not willing to go through the BS that's required, all these immunosuppressive drugs. That's my philosophical makeup. At least that's what it appears to be right now. Maybe I'll wimp out if the time ever comes. But this is the way I feel now. Apparently the Mennonites, the Amish, the Christian Scientists have an exclusion that they can use. And also the American Family Association has a kind of an insurance plan, which I might consider. Because even though I might not use it, I look at it as almost like tithing. Basically, I'm already sending checks, a monthly check of maybe $125 to someone I don't even know, but that are in medical need. And it's a very interesting program. If you check out American Family Association, they advertise on it. I don't have the details here. I have it on some of my many YouTubes, and I'll put the address on here if I can find it again. But to me, that's not a bad deal. I'd rather do that than give in to these SOBs, Mr. Lying Obama, the biggest liar in town. And it's amazing how Joe Wilson, when he called him a liar, he's like all apologetic. I mean, the guy's a liar. He made the biggest lie that ever was told. He said, "I'm against mandatory health insurance." And that same man who said that now wants to fine all these people and put them in jail if they don't do it. And I assume if you don't, come out of your house with your hands up, they'll come in with their guns. I mean, bust down your door, and it could get pretty messy. So I call it, like I said, healthcare at the point of a gun. And that's what our wonderful Mr. Obama wants to do. Plus, now there's talk of a value-added tax. So all those people who thought they were going to stick it to the rich people, the value-added tax is the most regressive tax, and I'm glad they're doing it because it'll stick it to the people who thought they were getting something for nothing from Mr. Obama. You're going to be further slaves, and it really serves you right. I have no sympathy for these people who would vote for a candidate because the fact that they would give them this tax break or that tax break. You vote for the man because what he's made of. And unfortunately, to be all honest, McCain was no great deal. They both sold out on the bailout, both McCain and Obama. So the sad thing is that although both sides claim to be on different sides of this issue, the only thing in debate right now is the public option, which means either the insurance companies get all the business or they're going to split some with the government. They're not talking about, there's no debate as to whether it's mandatory or not. Now, a pleasant surprise to me is my local assemblyman, Matt Baker, is trying to pass a law in Pennsylvania that will make it very difficult for the government the federal government to enforce this mandatory health insurance. And God bless him. I don't know if it'll be successful or not, but at least he's trying. And there's assemblymen and senators in various states that are trying to do this. This is a states' right thing. I find it very interesting that the federal government doesn't want the free trade of insurance between different states in order to save money, but yet they want to force everybody to buy their plan. And let me tell you, a lot of people who think that they like their insurance plan now, they're not going to have that same insurance plan. It's not going to be the same plan, and it's got to be more expensive because it's going to take on everybody. And I guess they're hoping that people like me, who want to self-insure, are going to have to just throw our money into that. They're taking away my quality of life. They're taking away my freedoms. And if you let them do that, boy, you deserve exactly what you get. Because this country is definitely going down and down and down, and it's going to be like living in hell before you know it. In any event, I'm going to sign off now. And I really hope you actually start writing some letters to the editor. I hope you call up some talk radio shows and tell them you're madder than hell. That's if you are madder than hell. If you're just worried about who's going to win some dance competition or the Super Bowl, then whatever. Anyhow, have a good one. Take care.